when I came out of hospital first, I was in hospital for about a year, right? So I came out and was in a wheelchair.
This was when you initially got
diagnosed with cancer. Yeah. So I'm in hospital, and I was in a wheelchair for about 6 months. And I remember sitting at home, and I hadn't been gigging, obviously, with the chemo. I'd forgotten all the songs. I forgot all the words of the songs and stuff. And I remember sitting there thinking, I was looking at the world and looking at kids starving to death and kids in Syria being blown and shot up and having to come across in boats across the Mediterranean. And I thought, you sang a few songs. That's what you wasted your bleeding life on. You know, you wrote a few songs, you sang a few songs, and look at all this stuff that's happening in the world that you just ignored, kind of thing. And I got into a really, really dark place. And it just occurred to me, you know, I finally got out of that kind of depression, let's call it. And it occurred to me that when I was in hospital, they deal with the medical end of things, but they don't even tell you that you're going to go through this. You know, when you start, because when I got back, I was back out of hospital, but I have cancer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And you have to live with that cancer and all the you know, the head shit that's going to evoke in you. And it just was never touched. I was like,
but does that go away, or do you bring it with you every day?
It's like post-traumatic stress almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's almost like what I was in. And it was only I started doing Tai Chi and stuff like a thing called Qigong, which is another type of Tai Chi-ish type of thing, and stuff like that. And I was trying to get the best out of Eastern meditations and stuff and Western medicine and combined the two and kind of cherry-picked what got me through the day, you know.
You see, I think a lot of people would be surprised at the thing you lighted on when you came out of hospital, that all I did was sing a few songs. Like, because people would imagine you've written songs like that, you know, like Crazy World and This Is. For some people, like, they're their favourite song. For people like Aslan, or the soundtrack to people's lives and everything.
And sometimes
you're up there playing to these crowds of
that.
people. You're a rock star, and people are thinking, this guy's feeling like
Listen, I'll tell you the story. The reason I got into drugs years ago was I used to wake up at days, and we'd be playing. Yesterday we were playing to Bowie and Slane, 80,000 people. And then on Monday morning I'd wake up and I'd want cigarettes, and I couldn't even walk into the shop, because you'd be at home and you'd just get, get that vulnerable kind of self-conscious feeling. And I couldn't even walk into the shop. But when I took heroin the first time, I didn't feel high or anything. I just felt, now I can walk into that shop. Now I can do these things. Do you know that I couldn't?
You see, that's funny, because most of us, like, imagine heroin that you're, like, crashed out in the street, or, you know, train spotting or something, a bunch of guys in a dirty room and they offer.
The reason that heroin prevention doesn't work in this country is because when we depict heroin addicts, that's what we point to, you know.